Hey everybody, this is Melina from ScrapbookingwithME.com and Meet Crafty Scrapper here on YouTube and Instagram. Today we are doing the next page, our February page, in our mini collage journal. If you will recall, we have a little series going on this, and I will link that in the description box below. It is our 2022 mini collage journal. Each page will have its own little spot for you to journal a summary of what happened in that month. And then, we'll have our next page. This will be February, and then I will leave paper on the back of this one so that I can journal about what happened in February of 2022. So this is not one of those journals where you want to write long entries into. This is just kind of like highlights from the month, and you're going to have at the end of the year a page for each month and your little synopsis on the back of each one of the pages. I just thought that was the cutest idea, and I wanted to make one this year. So, like I said, I will link the series so you can see all of my videos on this thus far in the description box below. And let's start on our February page. First off, on my cover, I have a little bit of that washi sticker wanting to come up, so I'm going to put some glue back behind that and get that put back down. Then we have our back cover, our back inside cover with our pocket for, memorabilia through the year. If we go to a ball game or a concert or something like that, I could put the little ticket down in there, and then kind of, oh, I know what I could do on the memorabilia. If it doesn't already have the date prominent on the piece, I could use my roller date stamp and stamp whenever we went to whatever it is. That would be cute, and add to the pockets like that. So that is January there. And then I wrote on the back what happened in January, the highlights of what happened in January. And then here's the rest of our journal. We'll put that up here. And then here's our February page. I'm going to use some Collage, so I'm going to get my messy mat out. Here we go. And then I've picked out a few pieces that I would like to put on here. We might use it all, we might not. We might get some more stuff out of our little bowl of scraps here. But I just picked those out just to see. I want that to kind of be a little focal point on the front of it. It's one of Betty Ann Renfro's little tea cards. And I will leave a link to her Etsy shop below. All you have to do is in her search bar type in tea cards, TEA cards, and that will show up for you. Get that excess collage off of there, and I'm going to just blop it on and get my silicone spreader that I didn't clean off the last time I used it. And I'm just going to smoosh that around and start collaging. So kind of like masterboard that you've seen me do before. We're just kind of putting down all of our adhesive and then putting down our paper. Now you could have done that easily with art glitter glue if you wanted to. You didn't have to use Collage, but when I am covering a bigger area, it's just easier for me to use Collage because it has a slower dry time. Art glitter glue for me dries super duper quick. So I don't know if it's like the altitude here or what, but it does. And I don't have enough time to manipulate it. So I like using my Collage. Alright, so I've completely covered that with that gingham paper. So I'm going to trim that off and try not to trim any of my actual page there. But just to get me a nice little background already started on the page, trim the rest of that off. And then I'll use my Zutter to pop those holes again, just like I have before. You've seen me do that before on these pages. I didn't get it fully on, so I've got to trim that off on the bottom. Okay, I will ink at the end. I'm not going to ink right now. I'm going to tear some of this and add it on. I want to get kind of all of that, all three little pieces of that. Sorry, I'm at the very bottom of the screen. On there. And then I love this rose little trim off here. So I thought maybe like that. Ooh, I like that. Have a little border there. And let's do some of this tea stain paper that is so pretty. It's got like a, that's where cheesecloth had sit on top of it. I just thought that was cute. Kind of put that back behind there and cover up its straight edges. Let's try for that. Oh yeah, I like that. Yep, let's add some over to the edge that way too. I'm going to go ahead and put this down. And I'm just going to use Collage Journals again. You can use whatever adhesive you would like. I just like using Collage Journals whenever I'm working with, oh cute, whenever I'm working with a bigger collage. And even though this is mini, this is still a little bit bigger than just putting a piece of die cut down. So, put that. I mean, how great is that, that piece is the exact size of our page. I love that. No extra cutting. But there will be extra gluing because that didn't quite stick, did it? There we go. And then lay that down. Then I'm going to pull that excess down here because I'm going to need it for this piece. There we go. Let's see if that'll fit there. And then you can always just trim off your excess. And I think I want to go over the top of that to kind of break that up. I like that. So let's put a little line of Collage Journals there, pick up my excess, go all the way to the top and then all the way down. Put that piece on. Then I'm going to go over the top of that too, just maybe to make sure that all of my pieces stay good and down. There we go. Now, do I want to add anything else before I add on my little T card? I might add the T card around here somewhere. And then I've got to stamp on February. The word February, like I did here on this January page. I put in January, and look, I had to poke the holes in the J. So I'll try my best to remember. I might just put Feb, since this is a long month. As far as the spelling, it's not a long month as far as the days in it, is it? Feb. Let's just do that on this page. Okay, I'm going to wipe off my excess glue that's on my mat. While that's still wet, I'm going to flip over and go ahead and trim off my excess that's hanging. That way it gives me a little better idea of what the page looks like to see if I want to add anything else. Had a little overhang there. Ooh, I kind of tore that paper and I like how that looks. So let's see if we can keep that going. Kind of tear that and fold it up. Well, I like that. And then I can put some ink on it. And then that gingham is showing on that outside too. Let's go ahead and get rid of that scrap. And then get some more put here. There we go. So when you come back to this journal, you don't want to have a surprise and anything be really buckled up. So you want to make sure that you get enough glue back behind all your pieces, especially if you're using some thick cardstock like I am. Make sure to get all of that laid down really good. Alright, I like that. I like that a lot of that green is showing. I don't know that I want to add anything to the bottom. I like that torn piece there. What about, I like this little rice paper piece that I had left over from that journal I did. It's got a little leaf on it. I like that. So let's go ahead and add that on. A little dollop of Collage Journals on top of it. There we go. And then go ahead and cut out our T card, and then we can see where we want to add that. I'm going to go ahead and ink the edges of it with my vintage photo. Okay. That would be the logical place to put it, but I put that rice paper down, so I don't want to do that. I like that, and we can still see the pink from that, still see that coffee or that tea stain paper. Yep, I like that. And then I'm going to do some splatters, so that'll break up that green gingham. I'm going to put some Collage Journals on the back of that. And then add it on. And I don't have to go over the top of it if I don't want to, since I've already inked it. So let's just see how it lays down. If it lays down good for me, I don't have to go over the top. I'm going to get up some of this excess here. I like doing that with a baby wipe too, because it kind of gives you a little bit of texture to it. Then I'm going to get my tea stain, or goodness, my vintage photo, and I'm going to ink that little turned up piece there. Ink these edges, and I'm good that this is still wet. We're fine. It'll be okay. Now, one thing that I did not do with this mini collage journal when I first started it was I left my edges all straight and offensive. I should have rounded my corners, but I didn't. I'm good with that too. Okay. Then I just like going back. It does not have to look exactly like the month before. I mean, it's a journal for each month of the year, so it does not have to look exactly like the month before, but I do like that. It's got a little bit of pink in it, a little bit of pink in January, green in January, green in February, so I do like that. And I'm thinking I will do some splatters up here and down here. Sorry, I'm at the very bottom again. Do some splatters up here and down here, and then I'm going to stamp Feb right there. But I've got to let that Collage Page dry before I stamp. I can splatter. So let's get the tarnish brass, and ooh, let's do, I've already got so much green on there. Let's do a little bit of prize ribbon. That's a blue, but we do have some blue down here, so if I do some splattering with this blue, maybe that will bring out a little bit more of that. Now this is a very bright, like a royal blue, so we're going to see. It might be extremely too blue, but I'll try not to get too many huge splatters. So just knocking that stem off pretty good, and I'll even run it down through there really good, and then knock it off again, and then just see what I get. Oh yeah, that's going to be fine. I like that. Not too much. Let's get a little bit of, there we go. And that is good. Maybe a little right there. There we go. And I got that everywhere. Have blue all the way up my arm. Looks like I got a really bad varicose vein. Then the tarnished brass, and our supplier has been out of this finish forever. So we are out of stock, and we've been out of stock forever, but we are trying, y'all. They just will not send it. I don't know if it's a production issue, if there's something that's in this finish that you know, is held up because of COVID, or what. But we have tried and tried and tried, and we cannot get this tarnished brass back in stock. So as soon as they send it to us, we'll send it to you, I promise. Alright, I'm going to give me a big spot there, and a couple of spots down here, even though I'm going to be stamping on top of that. There we go. I like splatters, y'all. And I mean, if you don't like splatters, you don't want to do that, then that's just one less step that you've got to do. Just let your Collage Page or your glue or whatever you use, let that dry, and then you're good to go to start decorating the back and journaling. If it's the end of your month, then you're ready to journal. I'm going to put a few more spots up there. Alrighty, I am going to set this aside and let it dry, and when it is dry, we'll come back and stamp the month on there, and then we'll flip it over and we'll put on our decoration on the back and put on our coffee dyed or tea stained or whatever we're going to use copy paper on the back side, and punch our holes, and then our February page will be good to go. Wipe off my messy mat and then leave it sitting here. And of course, yes, I will give you an up-close still shot at the end so you can see all the detail. But we got to let all this dry first, and then I'll be back. We are pretty much dry now. And like I said, I will give you a still shot at the end so you can see that a lot better. But I have my little mesh bag here that I keep little scraps that I may want to use on future months in. And then I also keep the little typewriter font stamp set. This came from Cocoa Daisy. It is all sold out, but it was in one of their little kits. And I just love typewriter font, so this was a stamp set that you could buy separately from the kits, and that was one that I just had to have because I love typewriter font. Alright, I think I want to do Feb, and this is all lowercase, and I'm good with that. I love that, actually. And I have the little period, too, that I'm going to use. Never used that. So let's try that out. And I'm going to see if I can line this up and use the, like stamp it all together. I might not be able to. I might have to just do one at a time. What does that look like? Oh, I think that looks pretty fine. So let's fix my E a little bit. Does not have to be perfectly straight. Fix my B over a little bit. I like that. Now, let's do walnut stain oxide and stamp, stamp, stamp. Okay. And then, do I want to do it there or do I want to do it there? I think I want to do it there. Stamp, stamp, stamp again and make sure. Oh yeah, that fits on there really good, and it's probably not going to be straight because I can't get my head straight over the top of it, but it's going to be, oh yeah, just fine. I like that. Pretty. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and wipe off my stamp block and my little stamps here. That is spaced just fine. I'm usually very, very apprehensive. Well, I still am very apprehensive about stamping multiple letters at the same time. I usually just put a stamp, one letter on and stamp it, and then another letter on and then stamp it. So that worked out well for me. And when I was picking out the B, I remembered my kiddos that I subbed with this past week. I subbed for one of the resource teachers and one-on-one time with students. And one student that I was helping, she was really having a rough time, you know, little small student, young student I should say, really having a rough time with little b and little d. And so I told her, I said, and y'all feel free to use this, I know you've heard it before, little b has a big belly and little d needs a big diaper. Okay, because little d has a big bottom, so he needs a diaper. So D diaper, B belly, D diaper. So I was telling her that, and she just thought that was the funniest thing ever, and she just giggled and giggled and giggled with me. But guess what? The next time we went over how to spell a word, I think it was web or something like that, she got it right. She got little b, web, has a big belly, and when she was writing that little b, she went belly, you know, and wrote it. That just thrills my heart. Probably in a different lifetime, I probably should have gotten my teaching certificate. I really love that age, really, you know, pre-K, kindergarten, first, second, That's my realm right there. I really like that. But anyway, I digress. I'll get off of that. So there is the front of our February collage page. I really like that. It's very spring-like, even though February in Alabama is not too spring-like. But that's just what I was feeling for February, so I'm going to leave it at that. Then we are going to, let's see, that is not totally dry yet, so I'm going to use my heat tool on it a little bit before we flip it over. So for the back of this page, let's use, yeah, I like that. Let's use this pinky paper that we dyed the other day with food coloring. And let's see, I want to make this, I tore on that one, but let's make some straight edges with this one. So this is 4 inches by 6 inches, 4 by 6. So let's make it a touch under 4, and then a touch under 6. And let's see if we'll need to trim that up a little bit. No, I'm good with that. We'll have some white edges showing around, and then I'll have to punch my holes through this because it'll cover that up. But I'm going to ink the edges of this paper and leave that white edge, and I'll ink the edges of that. And then we can do just a little bit of collaging maybe in 2 corners of this so that we've got plenty of room to write. Because on this one, on the January page, I didn't make it as big as the page itself, and then I collaged quite a bit, so I didn't have that much room to write my summary of the month. So I'll leave myself a little bit more room on this one, on February. I'll go around my pinky peach paper, maybe hit it a little heavy in some areas. I'm doing this with my Vintage Photo ink. There we go. And then I'm just going to put this on with some ATG. So Scotch ATG, and if you are looking for this beautiful Hubba Bubba pink glider, I have it listed in my Amazon storefront, and that is listed in my description box below. Alright, and then we kind of smooshed up one edge of it, and that's fine. I'm going to line this up as best I can because I heated the front so it's a little warped, but we'd be alright. I'll just line that up as best I can with having that warped little bit going on. We're good. Okay, and then even though that's going to have some holes in the bottom corner here, I think I might do just a little bit of collaging here and then in that corner too, and then that'll leave us plenty of room to write on the back of February's. So I really love that rose paper. So if I fussy cut around these 2 roses, I'm thinking I could put them in this top corner. So I'm going to get this a little bit smaller. And let's fussy cut these out. Okay, if I add these here, I'll have to chop that off. But if I add them on this corner, ooh, that works. That's pretty. Okay, let's ink the edges of that. and then glue it on. Oh yeah, that works very nicely. Okay, there's our first little piece of collage. And then let's figure out what we want down here. I think maybe some of that rice paper, and then we can put a little ticket or something over the top of it. Yep, let's do this rice paper that we got some of that food color water on the other day. But I love that. I love the little blue speckles. Okay, let's trim off here and see what that looks like. Yeah, I like that. And then we could add a little word label or something right there. Maybe that out of the Curator, Tim Holtz Curator. Now, if you want to use Collage Box to put your rice paper down, if you want it all down all over the place, or if you want it to kind of stick up and stuff, you can just put it down with a regular old liquid glue. Oh, I like that. And then when you put it down, the splatters from that food color stuff really comes out, pops out on you, don't it? I like that. And then let's look in that Curator. Yeah, this pack. This is a cute little pack of labels from Tim Holtz. So Curator is what that one's called. I said that like 4 times, sorry. Let's look at this little piece here. Oh, now that's cute. I like that. And maybe in one of our other little Tim Holtz packs, we've got maybe a little butterfly or something that we might could put somewhere off to the edge of this one. Let's see here. We need a tiny one, so this is the little snippets. Oh, there's a little one. If we put that there, and the little butterfly off to the side, I like that. So we're good with that. All kinds of little good knicky-knack things in these ephemera packs from Mr. Tim Holtz. We appreciate that so much, Timothy. Alrighty, and get these 2 pieces put on that I just inked the edges of, and then figure out, put it like so, and then put the butterfly off to the edge a little bit like that, so the numbers can be seen that's on that piece. Oh yeah, that's pretty. Okay, and let's ink all around the edges of our white piece that we can still see, the base cardstock. Ink those edges up. Oh, I like that, and leaves plenty of room for writing. So now I'm going to get my Zutter. Let me pull it up out of the floor here. My dirty, dusty Zutter. And I have done this on all of the previous videos, so if you want to see how to punch the holes, just go there, because this is a loud, obnoxious binding. So I don't want to bore you with that yet again, but I have all of the holes punched in my previous videos in this series, so that's in the description box below. I'm going to do that, and then I'll come back and show you front and back again, and we will show you some still shots at the end of the up close and punched, hole punched final product for the February page. Alright, so there is our February page complete. All I have to do now is write my synopsis for the month on the back, and there are our holes punched, and here is our front cover. There is the front inside cover with its pocket. There's January, there's February, okay, and then our back cover, back inside cover. The rest of our pages already cut with holes, which, you know, you really don't have to go ahead and punch the holes first. You can wait till you finish decorating and then punch the holes, but I just wanted everything all together, so that's why I did that. And then we're going to line up February, January, and our cover and get them put back on. And I'm not putting my spirals together, you know, like smushing it in the zutter, until I have all pages done, and then I can do that. So January and February, and then our cover. So when we have all of this done, that will be all smooshed together, and we'll have a nice spiral spine. And then there is inside cover, January, back of January with my synopsis on there, starting of February, and then the back of February that I'll have written on, and then here's March. So there's our February page. Like I said, I will have you some still shots at the end so you can see up close and personal, especially all those little nice splatters, the paint splatters. That's probably my favorite part. I'll have all of that at the end. Y'all have a great day. I will see you for this series next month in March, where we'll do our March page, and you'll see my February synopsis. But I'll see you in the next video. God bless. Y'all have a great day. Bye, y'all.